There.
Alright guys, we're live.
Alright, good.
Cool. Hi AFC Northerners on YouTube.
Hello!
How's it going, guys? Man, what a bad week. Alright, so gonna kick off, blah blah blah.
Okay, got it.
Okay, you doing it.
You started recording that one already?
Yeah, do you want to verify?
Yeah,
Double check?
I'll just
Should be a timer up the top. That's
Yep, we are recording.
Brilliant. Lovely. So, boom. If you have any spare money,
Yeah.
Just got married. I appreciate the gift, by the way. That actually really was a beautiful gift. Thank you very much. It's very sweet of you. I meant to tell you that.
I had to panhandle outside the gas station for 5 weeks, Megan, to get that gift.
5 weeks?
5 weeks. The gas station I picked, the people were really cheap. I guess don't panhandle in Beverly Hills.
No,
you're better off in the poor neighborhood.
You gotta panhandle in Silver Lake and Echo Park with a really ironic sign, and then you'll just make $50 in like 20 minutes. It's like, why lie? I need a beer. That'll get you like all of it. All right, cool. So whenever you're ready to roll there.
Let's do 115.
Cool.
Alright.
Happy. Yeah.
Okay, 5, 4.
Woo!
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. Hey, AFC Northerners. I'll get the introduction started. Mark Herman, aka LA Bengal fan on Twitter, repping the Bengals.
Dave Green, Browns guy, proud Indians fan.
There you go.
Yeah. Jan David Sutar, Ravens.
Gabriel Bellotti, Steelers country.
So, I'll get it started here. Very, very, very painful weekend for the whole division.
Yeah.
But
Nobody
for
in
us,
our Division 1.
But for us, especially because we had a game where we were the major underdog, we took the field, we dominated the game for the first half, and then shit the bed. I'll go through it real quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Team looked really good first half. Big changes were the play calling and the designs of the plays, and Andy Dalton got the ball out of his hands in less than 2 or 3 seconds every time. It was back, get rid of the ball, back, get rid of the ball. Was real effective, and they jumped out to a 21-7 halftime lead. Held Green Bay to 78 yards total offense in the first half. 5 sacks of Aaron Rodgers, a pick 6 by William Jackson III. It was a picture-perfect first half. And as usual, and I don't know how you guys feel, but as a Bengal fan, I am so fucking sick of being out-coached in halftime. We came out, typical Bengal style, looked like Zampese was calling the plays again in the second half. Timid Andy Dalton. I mean, you could see here in a photo, Andy Dalton has LaFell. This is a 3rd and 5, late in the third quarter, midfield. We keep the drive going. We score on this drive. LaFell's wide open. Andy Dalton ends up getting happy feet, getting scared, running, and throwing the ball out of bounds. He has LaFell. If you just did what you were doing in the first half, it's right there. It's almost like Marvin and Dalton come on out of the locker room and we play the prevent offense for the second half. It's unfucking believable. Dalton 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 on long passes in the second half. Just absolutely mind-boggling. It's harder. I could take week 1's loss easier than I could this week because they showed you what they can be when they show up. And then the old team emerged, and it was like same old Bengals. There we are. And it was harder. I mean, for me, this was a devastating loss. We were at a fork in the road where we could have really jumped back in, made a statement, and really just propelled us off this win in Green Bay. Yeah. And instead, it's just 0-3. And I hear people throwing around the terms moral victory. Moral victory is bullshit.
What is a moral victory?
There is no more. Moral victory is a phrase designed by the same guy who came up with fresh from the freezer, or is the same asshole who came up with participation awards. It's nothing. You lost the game. Yeah, that's my take on this game. And the worst part is lost in this game was the pick 6 by William Jackson III. No one's talking about. Yeah. Carl Lawson is an absolutely amazing pass rusher. He's going to be awesome. And AJ Green had his 500th catch. And that's just all kind of forgotten. So
the Ravens look forward to picking up Carl Lawson after you guys drop him and then ruining his career.
So we'll have for at least 4 years. So
yeah. All right. So moving on to Browns.
Brownies. What do you got?
Dude, man, we dropped another one, 31-28. I'm not really going to talk too much about this game. I'm going to show you a couple of things I thought were kind of impressive. First one is right here. I'm going to raise my hand so Jan sees it. Clip in. It's Jordan Leslie with this beautiful 26-yard one-handed juggling catch. Great catch, great concentration. I actually think Kaiser has the ability to put the ball where the wide receiver can get it and the DB can't. And the other one is Duke Johnson's 20-yard touchdown run. Right here. Here's my hand, Jan. Only because he's missed a couple of clips. So raise the hand for him. Yeah, that's what I got. The Browns were 0-3. We were actually favored last week and didn't get the damn W. Again, sucked in the first half. They come from behind football in the second half and came up short again.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Oh, well.
First time home favorite, and I don't know how many years. A road favorite.
Road
And I don't know
favorite,
how many years. Yeah.
Ugh.
Sad.
Well, going on to Ravens, I mean, we all know how that game went. The only touchdown was coming from Ryan Mallett. That should tell you something. Honestly, I have a lot of thoughts on this game. I can't put the blame on any one person. I think that Dean Pease ran a very vanilla play-called game. We only had one deceptive blitz. Only had 3 times that the pass rushers went to the line of scrimmage in the entire game. Like, it was a very vanilla defensively play-called game. They were outplayed, outcoached. Even John Harbaugh said that. We were outplayed, outcoached in every single way of the game. Flacco... I'm not ready to give up on the dude, but man, he looked really stiff. Just really bad reads, just really bad in general.
26 yards passing
yeah,
for the whole
horrible,
game.
absolutely horrible. It was just the worst. And also, you want to talk about horrible missed tackles. Leonard Fournette went through our defense like Swiss cheese. Blake Bortles was just throwing up passes all day long. I don't want to show anybody clips from this game. I really don't want to show a damn clip, but I do need to show how bad the pass blocking, the rush defense was on this particular play. I want you guys to really look at this. Leonard Fournette gets handed the ball, goes through, breaks through not 1, not 2, but 3 tackles to make it across to the first down, and we barely wind up getting the tackle on him there. It's gross. It was just absolutely gross. And then just in general.
The emotional high of winning their first 2 is now they're starting to settle down.
And honestly, that was great. And also, playing in London was clearly a lot tougher than the Ravens thought it was going to be. And we'll talk about the ramifications of that coming into the season.
The Jags have played there 3.
The Jags. So that's their secondary home team.
Well, it is. But I mean, they've been there for 3 seasons, three different seasons. They've gone to London and they've played in London, so they know that field, they know that crowd. So they had a little bit of an advantage. And all right, yeah. So
going on to you.
Yeah,
Steelers.
Pittsburgh at Chicago. Here's another classic example of Pittsburgh going into a town and playing below what they can play. And I mean, it was so much. We felt the loss, especially on the offensive line. We felt the loss of Gardner and Foster, and Ben got sacked twice. He lost one of the balls. One of the big things with this week is Ben I don't know what it was. He couldn't get on the same page with Martavis Bryant. He couldn't get on the same page a lot of times with Jesse James. He wasn't throwing the ball as fast as he should have been in some of the. And our offensive line they were letting people through. It wasn't what it should have been this week. Me. But I will say this: Brown keeps proving week in and week out that he is one of the best wide receivers. He's one of the best route runners. He makes plays that no other wide receiver can make. It's absolutely insane. Bell's finally starting to get some steam. Saw a touchdown, but only around 65 yards, I think Bell had this week rushing. If we're going to talk about Swiss cheese, Jesus fucking Christ, guys. I mean, Jordan Howard's not a bad running back. But to let him and Talik, or whatever the other running back's name is, get 220 yards and 2 touchdowns, it's fucking ridiculous. And midway through the game, he winds up hurting his right shoulder, and yet still Our fucking our rush defense. We had one of the, like, I keep saying this, we had one of the best rush defenses in the league last year, and this year we just can't fucking do anything about it. I don't know what's going on. I mean, we definitely felt the absence of J.J. Watt this week.
Yeah.
But I mean, I will say one person who keeps week in and week out stepping up his game is Shazier. Shazier had an interception this week, and he had that recovered fumble. So I mean, Shazier keeps going and going. And one other thing I've got to talk about is fucking Eli Rogers. Come on! Yeah. How do you fucking muff that? How do you muff it? Right to you! Are you not keeping your eye on the fucking ball? Seriously, man. Like, we're lucky they didn't get a touch, or no, I think they got a touchdown on that one. But I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, all you do, catch the ball. That's what you're paid to fucking do. I mean, you're great in the slot.
This has been a hard week.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I saw that really surprised me was you had Howard with an injured shoulder, and he managed to do 180s. The guy looked like a ballet dancer, getting to the sidelines and making sure that his hurt shoulder wasn't getting hit. Well, even on the run in overtime, he runs down the field and he ends up turning and getting hit on the other shoulder. It was like you couldn't put a helmet on that guy's shoulder and knock him out for good.
The one thing I will say though is that through those 2 turnovers that we got some points from the fumble. We got a touchdown, and from the interception, we wound up being able to tie the game with that. But going into overtime, and it reminded me watching that overtime felt like watching that fucking Steelers Broncos back in 2011, 2012. I don't remember what year it was. The wild card game. When fucking Tim Tebow, fuck that shit. Anyway, but no, and the one last thing is. The other problem I had too was one last thing. Sorry, was how do you leave the tight end open in the end zone? Come on, like how
was
do you
was that James?
No, it wasn't. I'm talking about our defense.
Oh, okay.
It was the touchdown. It was the touchdown that took them from 10 to 7 to 17 to 7 or whatever it was. But it was just it was a mess.
Okay. All right, well, let's go to next week's games.
Well, we play Cleveland. We're still on the road. We're in Cleveland. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what team's going to show up. I don't know first half, second half. I'm ambivalent about whether we should even win this game. Part of me wants to go 0-5
He's having an existential
hoping that we fire Marvin Lewis at the bye week and start playing A.J. McCarron once again, like I said, so we can see what we have in A.J. or are we in the quarterback market? I'm really at a quandary here. You know, I don't want to eke out a win and then get blown out by Buffalo and they say, well, they had some flashes in Green Bay and Cleveland. You know, I'm not looking for that.
You'd honestly rather take the L if it means means
getting rid of Marvin Lewis and getting to see what we have in A.J. McCarron, I'm okay with it. Watching this game, this team in the second half at no point looked like they were trying to win the game. They looked like they were trying to not lose the game. And when you do that, you will lose. I'm a golfer. When I'm standing at any shot, I have full confidence that I'm going to make that shot. When I'm standing at a 30-foot putt, I feel like I can drop it. Okay, you have to have that attitude. If you don't think you can make the shot, guess what? You're going to be shortened to the right. It's just never going to happen. I think every Bengal fan from the third quarter on started saying, oh, here we go again. And when we got into overtime, even the team, run, pass, I mean, they didn't think they were going to win. They did. If you don't have faith in Andy Dalton to throw it in overtime, let's not have Andy Dalton in the game.
We should totally all go around the golf sometime.
So I'm just, I don't know what to think. So if the Bengals from the first half show up and they can do it for 60 minutes, because the game's 60 minutes, not 30, you know, maybe we win this game 27-24, 27-21. Otherwise, you know, who knows? We could just be an ugly game that we lose 17-13. Like I said, I don't know what to expect. I've used this example before. The Bengals right now are a dented can with no labels. Could be yams, could be fruit cocktail. Who the fuck knows? It's a dented can with no label. I don't know what we have this week. Okay? So there you go. That's my prediction. Randy?
What do you think the game is? What do you think the score's going to be?
I said 27-24 if the right team shows up and plays 60 minutes.
Okay, all right.
Let's start with this. Since 1980, only 5 teams have come back from an 0-3 start to make the playoffs. We got Cincinnati opening line. They were giving us 3. And let's start with this here. Cincinnati's been outscored 60-33 in the first 3 games. Meanwhile, the Brownies have lost lost 2 games by a combined 6 points. Our defense has given up 25.3 points a game. Those are not really good numbers for a defense that was supposed to be the foundation of our team. I think things will change once we get Garrett back and we get all the right pieces in place and these guys continue to play together. Cincinnati has swept us the last 2 seasons, but the Browns have won 2 out of the last 8 contests. So I'm just trying to spin it in the past.
And we have a lot of wild cards. You got Tez coming back. We don't know if Myles Garrett's playing, and there's the Hugh Jackson factor. So there's, like I said, there's a lot of balls in the air.
I think Jackson wants to definitely.
Oh yeah, he wants to win in Cincinnati.
Oh yeah,
at home.
At home.
Oh yeah, no. I'm saying, but I think he wants to win. I think he wants to beat
win
Cincinnati
against Cincinnati. I think that's going to be the thing that propels us. My final prediction for the Browns, Cincy game, I said 25. We're giving up on defense. I don't think they get 25 on us, but I do think I can see them getting a W on us. I'm going to say it's going to be 24-21 Cincinnati.
Okay. I feel like that's actually the most fair assessment. It feels very, very fair assessment. All right, so Ravens, Steelers playing Ravens at home.
Yeah.
So at least we got that going for us. So crowd noise, yay! Please come to the game. Please come to the game, Ravens fans. We need you.
be loud.
Yeah, and be very loud. All of East Baltimore, come over. Looking at you, Dundak. All right, so this game is such a question mark, because legitimately we don't know what defense is going to show up. I fear the worst of the offense that's going to show up. We've got 16 players on injured reserve right now. Oof. We just brought in a veteran linebacker, John Freeney. He was with the Patriots for a while, 225, 6'2". Interesting guy. I have no idea what that's going to look like. Brandon Williams is back at practice as of today, so that's really good for our defensive line. I'm still concerned about this game. I have no idea what's going to happen. Like, I legitimately cannot.
Well, I'm going to tell you what the gods say. The gods say Steelers will lose. Because
I was like, what is this behind my back? So now.
Or maybe we're going to blanket y'all.
Yeah. Maybe you're covered. Yeah.
Or you're falling behind.
You can read the omen the way you want.
We'll see.
You decide at home.
So, that being said, here's the things I think that you need to look for. One is, does anything change on offense? And if it doesn't, then does Ryan Mallett go in? Like, because Ryan Mallett was the only reason that we wound up getting a touchdown last season. Also, Ryan Mallett beat you guys in that one season. We had 21 players.
I think we need to talk about it real quick. The only reason Ryan Mallett got a touchdown in that Jags game, that came in the fourth quarter.
It was junk time.
I'm talking about Ryan Mallett against you guys.
You also talked about the Jags. The only reason you got a touchdown in the Jags game with Ryan Mallett was because it was junk time.
Well, but I'm also saying we got a touchdown against you when we had 21 players on injured reserve 2 years ago with Ryan Mallett.
Yeah, but you guys are only at 16 players this season.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Our injured reserve team is looking really good, guys. It's looking really, really good. We're just missing a QB.
You guys should be thankful you don't got to play their IR guys.
Yeah, I know, right? So that being said, I think the things to watch for are whether or not it is just short plays as it has been, whether or not we do bring back the run. I really do think that my brain just went blank on the kid that did all the legwork for us. Why can't I think of his name? Not Javorius, not Buck Allen. Collins. Collins just came through and was a beast mode. So I think he was our running back, and he just did so much in the last game. I'm interested to see if Collins winds up stepping up and if he can score better against the Steelers and get more leverage against the Steelers. That being said, even though this is at home, honestly, I can see the Steelers pulling this out. They just have more going for them. It breaks my heart to say this, but I think that it's going to be a hard-fought 17-14 Steelers game.
All right.
That's. I hope I'm wrong. God, I hope I'm wrong. But
Only
right now,
on the final score is he wrong, guys. Only on the final score.
What I'm interested to see this week is, well, first of all, our defense is just gonna have to step it up, and I hope.
Will they though?
Well, if we get JJ Watt back this week, yeah. With JJ Watt, I think it'll be I don't think it'll be as close of a score. Without JJ Watt, I think it'll be a close score. I'm actually going to agree with you. I think it's going to be JJ.
JJ's on.
I always get him
on
screwed up. What I want to see this week from Ben
Now that
is
they're both in there.
what I want to see this week from Ben is that I want to see those quick passes again. I want to see him not trying to stay in the pocket so long, and with Baltimore's defense, because Baltimore loves to play Pittsburgh. Like, no matter how bad Baltimore is at certain points in time, when Pittsburgh and Baltimore, it's always smash mouth football. They hate each other so much that it doesn't matter how depleted one of the teams is. They are some of the closest games. Most of the games, if you look at the statistics between the Steelers and the Ravens, are decided by 3 points.
Yeah.
And I agree.
I mean, even Suggs said himself that this rivalry is one that defines you.
It really does.
Yeah.
And I want to see if I'm interested to see what Ravens defense shows up as well, because I want to see if this is the week that Bell puts up over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm thinking that if anything, that could be possible depending on what defense shows up.
Yeah.
And I think with the weapons that Pittsburgh still has on the offense, if we've got if we've got Foster back, that'll strengthen our offensive line more. Because I will say, whenever the Ravens defense, whenever their front seven plays Pittsburgh, they play Pittsburgh hard. So we're going to need as many of our offensive line weapons that we have. We need everyone. We need Villanueva to step up. We need all of those guards to step up this week. We need Ben to be on point with Martavis Bryant. I mean, I'm not worried about Ben. I'm worried about Martavis Bryant this week, and I'm worried about our special teams. Our special teams has not been. They've been a little subpar this season.
Eli Rogers.
Yeah, Eli Rogers. It's been. I put him back in the slot. Don't make him be special teams. Give. What's the other running back? What's that other running back? Watson. I say give Watson a shot. Honestly, give Watson a shot at the special teams. He's got good hands. He's fast. Don't put I want to see what a running back can do for our special teams with the punt returns. So we'll see. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say Pittsburgh 17, Ravens 14.
Okay, you can get Tomlin back active in special teams. You need to pull one out.
You know,
I heard Simmons was around too.
He visited the team, but
Trent Richardson is now playing in the CFL, so he's out.
If I'm gambling wise,
Steelers.
if the game's close, the Steelers can score late in the game, or I don't have any.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Baltimore's offense.
That's
you might be better off leaving Flacco in the game and not getting
pretty much
out because the way he's looked. So.
I really don't. I don't know where. I'm making a prediction that is based off of almost strictly what we've seen so far, and I just can't go through and see it that way. If the Ravens pull out a win, it is because of one of two things. In all honesty, either the loss kicked our ass into gear and we actually got our shit together, or the Steelers are that bad on offense.
Or, quite possibly, the referees actually call penalties.
Yeah.
And that could be a difference there in this game also.
You can check my tweets. I have one where I tweeted out, I said, I guess if you're protecting for Aaron Rodgers, you're allowed to hold. So, I mean, it was just constant throughout the game.
I saw that
It was just constant. It's, you know.
All right, guys.
All right.
Go ahead.
I was going to say our next thing, we're just going to briefly touch on it. We can't not talk about the national anthem protests, or however each team is dealing with it. So we're each going to comment on what our teams did. The Bengals, I really like what they did. They decided collectively as a team what they were going to do. They met. AJ Green talked about it after the game, how the team got together, and they decided to do, the entire team of coaches did locked arms. They were one of the few teams where the entire team agreed on it and did it together. And you can see this photo of it. They're all just locked arms. Green Bay, most of their team locked arms, and that's what they did. You'll probably see that Thursday night from Green Bay and Chicago. But I really liked it. That's all I have to say. I thought that was good. Just showing team unity. That's what it's about. Everybody has differing opinions, and you're allowed to have your opinions. It's America. So, I just like the fact that they did it collectively and did it together. Browns?
I've got no opinion on any of it any which way. I'm not really all that big of a political guy. I would like to say I don't think politics and sports should intertwine. I think that one should be the escape from the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay.
The Ravens took a knee, some of them, and some of them stood locked in arms. I support my team. Like, I support the Ravens. I understand the nuance of everything that's going on, like what it really stands for, what it doesn't, like and I understand also why it's offensive to people. To me, it's not necessarily offensive. I understand that with protests, there really isn't a time or a place. It is a thing that you're protesting in order to gain the most traction that you can. That being said, I think that it's up to the players. I can't control anybody's mind. I can't control a team's mind. I can't control an owner's mind. This is the thing they think they're doing for the right reasons. I support them in their decision. I'm not going anywhere on that. So,
I don't really have a giant opinion on this either. But what I will say is that what I've heard and what I've read is that the locker room and the Steelers were really divided, and it wasn't until the night before the game that Tomlin came up with the idea. Apparently, like, they all voted on what they were going to do, and it just squeaked by a narrow margin that they were going to stand in the tunnel and not go out. And I have to say, I'm not mad at Villanueva for going out of the tunnel. The man served in the military. Like you said, they're players. Like, who cares, like, what each individual wants to do? Like, the fact that he stood out there, that's how he wanted to serve. Like, that's how he wanted to present himself. And he didn't tell the fellow team members, he told the team leaders that's what he was going to do. And
I think it was really brave of him to take that stand.
It was brave of him to take that stand. I agree with you. And, he went after it. He owned up to it. He owned up to the fact that he didn't tell the rest of the team. And I was reading an article saying that he felt that it might have been wrong, but he still stands by it. And if team members are upset at him, that's something that he has to live with. But the thing about the Steelers is they've always been such a family-oriented team that I don't think anyone really faulted Villanueva for what he did. I think they understood, and I think that they stand by him. I don't think there's going to be any hurt feelings truly in that locker room weeks to come for what Villanueva did.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
All right, guys.
All right, huge shout out. We are here again at Rocco's.
As always.
Rocco's Tavern. There's the website. Great place to take in a game. I was there opening day. Great food. Great breakfast menu too.
RoccosTavern.com.
Their pizza is awesome.
Yeah, pizza is really good, unless you get it with sausage.
We got his pizza without sausage, so
Totally
he has nothing to cry
pizza
about.
guy.
And the sausage is excellent.
Yeah, the sausage is excellent. I'm just not on pizza. Also want to send a shout out to superfanstyle.com. You can go on their website. You can see it right here. AFC North 20 is the code to get you 20% off of anything that they've got on their website. AFC North 20. Want to send a shout out to them. Thank you very much for the logo. Thank you guys. If you want to help this show get better, all you got to do is go if you want to see ways that you can help, go to patreon.com/AFC Northerners. We'd love any help that you can give it. We really appreciate that. Check us out on Twitter, AFC Northerners, at AFC Northerners, and also on Facebook Live as well, etc.
Check out New Stripe City.
New Stripe City, yeah.
Shout out to Ace Boogie.
Exactly. Ace Boogie, great Bengals podcast on YouTube show, etc. And I think we're good here, right?
I think we are due. So
Let's sign off.
until next time, we will sign off as we always do with
Fuck the Patriots!
Bye,
And the
everybody.
Steelers. Fuck the Steelers.
Oh, fuck the Ravens.
Fuck the
Fuck the
Steelers.
Ravens.
Bye.
Haters.
Bye, guys.
All right. That was good.
Boom.